and I'm sorry. And if everything was stored correctly in a database, I was very interested in. It was very interesting and comprehensive project. And currently, I'm working on expanding my skills. Um, I'm learning JavaScript and creating my own projects from scratch using Java. Um, I always try my best to do good work. I communicate well with others, and I really like working in a team. I always excited to learn new things and find ways to become a better at my job. That's pretty much about me in a nutshell.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's amazing that you have gotten 12 interviews.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is the case, guys, for the new ones too. There has never been a problem with the job market. You will
Mhm.
guarantee get like minimum 5 interviews, everyone. But
Yeah. Sorry. Also wanna say something. In the beginning, somewhere when I started applying, I remember a lot of interviewers. They would tell me that yeah, it's not the best time to be on the market because it's kind of slow, but just wait, it's gonna just be better. And it's been better. But the problem is, I'm trying to keep up with my skills, but it's kind of also, I forgot a lot of stuff. So I also created my website. Um, if you want to check it out, just because a lot of recruiters, they told me like it's also very impressive to see kind of my portfolio.
mhm.
Um, it's also a good thing to have.
Cool, cool, cool. Yep. But I like what I think is your success in getting interviews. I think Amazon. This is we live in
Mhm.
a name dropping world. So Amazon
Yeah.
and recruiters don't like spend too much time on your resume. Like they will look into like if you had no experience at all, just
Mhm.
bootcamp, probably we would have less interviews just because you had Amazon in there. I think like maybe some recruiters actually thought you worked at Amazon too,
Yeah. Yeah.
as a QA automation engineer. But yeah, it's amazing. So resume, like you have no problems on the resume. I think it's just the interview skills, right? Interview skills in general. Yeah. So what I heard
Yeah.
from your tell me about yourself so far is, um, this is a student. So when you guys go to the interview, you are doing a presentation, you are doing a sales job, right? You're basically selling your personal brand, personal professional brand. And in the one of the first lectures, Adina covers this thing called meta message. Whenever you are talking, whenever you are communicating with others, and there is a famous book, you guys all know this, right? Already. What is it called? Never split the difference. The difference, what is it called? Like 23, 55, 30 rule or something like that. Yeah, 7, 38, 55, guys. Whenever you are communicating with people, especially in a professional setting, 7% of your message is delivered through what type of your vocabulary, what you are saying actually. Okay.
Mm.
38% is delivered through your voice. How confident is your voice? How energetic is it? Because basically, let's say I'm gonna have an amazing script, okay, in front of me. And then in the interview, if I'm like, my voice is, uh, let's say, I'm a ex software engineer, this and in this company. So like, like whenever you get nervous, your voice changes. And yeah, it's hard to fake being nervous for me. But yeah, whenever, like, for example, I have my brother, whenever he's nervous, his speak becomes too loud. Like he's almost screaming in the interviews, right? So, and interview your other person that you're communicating with, they really stop listening to your words, and they are only now thinking about your voice. And the whole message, their brain is basically processing, hey, this person is not confident, not confident. Then like their listening skills are blocked because of your voice, because your voice is not showing confidence, right? So,
Mhm.
and the last thing is body language. Let's say if I am, especially this is like true in the in-person settings. Like for example, when I went through an Amazon interview for the first time, when I just graduated from boot camp, and they bought me a ticket to Seattle, and I was sitting in the interview and I was sweating. Like actually my whole shirt was wet. I had to stop the interview to go to the restroom. So like imagine what type of message they are getting about me, right? They didn't care what I was saying at that point. That's it. They only look at my body language, what my body is telling. Now in the online world, this 55% goes to your voice. And um, so there is, whenever you are communicating, there is always a message, guys, that you are trying to deliver. After, before you go to the interviews, you need to uh, sit for a 5 minute and think, okay, what do I want these interviewers, what do I want these interviewers to have an impression about me? What type of impression I want them to have about me? What do I want them to think about me after the interview is over? And the people, they will basically think, after the interview is done, they're gonna go to their colleagues and basically tell in one sentence about you, right? They're not gonna, you know, reiterate the whole interview. They're gonna say like three things. Oh, she's amazing. Oh, she's kind of good, but she's still learning,
Mhm.
right? Or some things could be very, very sharp, right? Very elaborate. They could describe you like uh, fresh graduate. They could describe you like pretty experienced, right? So now what I think about your profile after hearing your tell me about yourself, I think like, okay, you are great, have working experience at Amazon and still learning,
Mhm.
okay? Now, I generally like, yes, learning skills, positioning yourself as somebody who learns fast is great, but there is like two different things, right? I learn fast is one thing, and I'm still learning is a completely different thing as a profile, right? Whenever I see remarks about a candidate that says learns fast learner, it's a positive thing. But if I see remarks about your profile that says still learning, it's usually a negative thing for
Mhm.
the hiring process. So now you need to revisit your tell me about yourself and remove all of the places where it's basically creating a picture about you like a learner, still learning. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
How do you
If
do
you,
that?
if you,
Yep,
I'm
go,
sorry.
go ahead.
Even if you say like I'm working on expanding my skills, that's also not a
That,
good thing to say,
that's
right?
not bad. That's bad. That's actually pretty bad.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and like a lot of people say, hey, I want to join you to learn new stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like from hiring manager's perspective, I will like, am I school or what, right? Yeah, I understand you want to learn, but you are coming here to help me. So you need to change the learning, still learning picture Two, I have enough skills and experience to come in and help you solve your problems. So you have to change still learning picture to problem solver picture.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the way I would approach your tell me about yourself is, hey, my name is Anastasia. I am a full stack UI automation engineer, proficient in automating web-based applications using Java, Cucumber, Selenium. You know, I have experience automating web applications end to end, starting from UI and validating databases. Also, you know, I have experience automating backend applications with Java, REST assured, doing manual API tests through Postman, validating, you know, body status code, and also I am a self-driven Q automation engineer who is capable of unblocking herself by myself because I have good knowledge and experience in Linux, Docker, CI/CD pipelines. And like basically you can keep telling from here, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like there, you already said in your resume that you are a bootcamp student. Now you don't have to keep bringing it up. Like even don't bring it up in the interview unless they ask about it. Like there is usually a question, tell me about how you got into the industry. Then you will tell about it. But in your case, you're starting everything from bootcamp because tell me about yourself is this short first intro, the first impression part. And in the first impression part, you need, in the tell me about yourself, you need to tell me the best skill you have or like your biggest accomplishments. And you're telling me my biggest accomplishment is that I graduate from a bootcamp. Your biggest accomplishment is that you have all of this knowledge, you have all of the skills, and you have experience doing these automations, even in a school project setting. But it says still experience. You do the same job at any company, anyways. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for the feedback.
And like whenever you are telling about the project, I would actually tell like digital bank and tell it that it was your personal environment, that you had your own server. It was deployed on Linux, Docker, and you had access to your own database. So whenever you are making running automating test cases, your automations did also included validating the database after you executed some functions. Because a lot of the learners don't have, I mean, nobody really has that much environment setup where you are provided with your personal environment.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, if you can write it down, like also, you still need to have your tell me about yourself, tell me about your project. And your project, you can describe digital bank. And whenever you're describing digital bank, I want you to tell and uncover all of the technicalities it has, like having your own Linux server, having the Docker, having the images, having the pulling and deploying different versions. setting up CI/CD pipelines. So all of that still should be in your project. Hey, in my most recent project, I worked in a digital bank application, and then like basically start from there.
Okay.
Cool.
Mhm.
But everything you can still talk about digital bank as if it was like real company.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So please write those things down again, and if you can share, I will review and give you feedback on this.
Good.
But yeah,
Thank
but
you.
the main objective here is that after you tell me about yourself, and what I want to know is, she's solid, she has experience with uh, the tools or with the problems that we are trying to solve right now, which is like to automate either backend applications or UI applications, using certain tools. I don't want to hire somebody who will, like, this is the case, guys. Now you are going for junior role, basically, right? The
Mhm.
the whole reason why companies don't hire juniors is that hiring a junior doesn't increase my speed, increase the speed of my team, but rather it actually slows it down. Why? Because you're gonna require a lot of time from my team to teach you. This is the one and only reason companies don't open up junior roles. This is the reason why we have this problem, because nobody wants to deal with juniors. Like even us, right, at VDevX, we we were so pro juniors for year and a half. Now I'm kind of like getting into a place where like I'm done with juniors, because it just requires, one, it requires a lot of training. Two, all the job will require a lot of review again. So like,
Mhm.
it takes 1 year before juniors get up to speed. So and then you are telling me like, hey, I'm that guy who's gonna give you hard time. And you wanna, basically, whenever there is a junior role, that's the kind of caution interviewers are coming in with. And you need to address it, like, by telling like how good you are at this stuff, how much you know, because you need to give me the depths from the starting point right away, depths of your expertise. Are you telling about Docker and Linux in the interviews,
Yes.
deployments?
Mhm.
Cool, cool. Bring those things up as soon as possible, guys. Like right now, the market is it requires being very sharp. So you want to take out your uh, you know, best cards early on.
Okay.
Cool.
Mhm.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. Okay, Alimbek. Alimbek,
Hello. Hmm.
what's up? What's up?
I'm
Uh,
doing good. How are you?
Tell me about yourself.
Um, I'm a software development engineer in test with over 5 years of experience, and I've worked in various domains like finance and healthcare. And first, I started as a manual tester, and currently I'm a full stack UI engineer with an ability to test UI, API, and database. And yeah, I'm a practice team player, and I'm looking forward to join your company.
Julio. Tell me about your project.
Our project is a financial dashboard, which is built on Angular JS and Java. And we're using various automation tools like Selenium, Postman, and MySQL to test and automate test cases. In
Okay.
addition, we are using Jenkins for continuous integration and continuous deployment. And using Docker and Linux to deploy the application to the next stage.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what is your where do you think you are falling short?
Us, I would say in Docker and Linux.
Did you have like interviews on these ones?
No, like I was not asked about those because, well, I didn't bring up those.
Why you're not big?
Yeah. Well, I was primarily focused on CI/CD pipelines, Postman API. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you gotten 5 interviews. Which stage did you get into? Did you have any final rounds or offers?
Yeah, with the LMX, they
You-
wanted to move on to the final stage, but I
You,
didn't. Yeah.
you should do it. You should get offers, then think about it, guys. Like if you have problems with companies, think about those problems after you have an offer, right? Getting an offer is gonna boost your confidence. It's gonna 10x your confidence. So don't give up on companies prematurely if they are not giving up on you. Okay. So what is your request for this session, Alimbek? What do you want to talk about?
Primarily on like Docker and Linux, when to bring up those. So it will not be like you're just like bringing it up like casually, like with no reason.
Okay. Cool. Can you please tell me about the deployment process in your project?
So whenever the, let's say, application is ready to move on to the next stage, we are using Docker to do that, and we create a container from the image and use certain commands to deploy it.
Okay. How do you create a container?
Now I forgot about those.
Yeah. So Anastasia, how do you create a container?
So first we have to check if we have new images, right? And then we have to use Docker pull command. We provide username and image name and version. And then we have to create a container, right? Docker create dash, I think. Oh no, hyphen IT image ID, and then we provide port. And then we run command Docker images to check if it's there, if we pulled it. And then we have to start the container.
How do you start a container?
Docker start container ID.
Docker run.
Docker run. Okay.
Almost there, almost there. So whenever you are pulling, you're already pulling the image, so you don't have to create the image.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so whenever you are pulling, you're already pulling a ready to go image. Somebody created it, like your CI/CD pipeline created the image. All you have to do is now pull it, and then after you pull it, you need to create and run the container. So you can do -run, -d to run in the background, -p to give the port, and give the name of the container, your app name and version. Boom. Cool. Okay. I like it. It's good. Okay. That's your deployment process. Whoever just joined, if you are in the job market, please share what's your experience, where you are falling short. Yes, Alimbek?
Oh, I'm writing it down.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna be able to cover Docker entirely in this session. Cool. How many jobs have you applied so far? Are you actively applying, Alimbek?
Yeah, every day I approximately apply for like 70 to 80 applications.
No way.
Well, I tried to, and then also I did not message recruiters like over the summer, unfortunately. So I started up sending messages like a couple of days ago.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so okay, then Anastasia again.
Yes.
Can you please tell me hold on, let me just pull up some interview questions, most up-to-date from here. No. Yeah, why are you looking for a new job?
That's a very interesting question.
Oh, wow, okay. I think yours is, sorry. Yeah, never mind. Because it's junior, it makes sense.
Okay.
And this seems like this is a recruiter call. These are all recruiter calls. Are there any technical calls or no? Yeah. This one is a technical call, 50 minutes. Okay, let's go. Can you please tell me okay, can you please tell me about your soft STLC process? Like, can you please tell me about your test process in general? There is a new feature that's being developed, and you are assigned to first test it and sign it off, and then also automate it. So, what is your process?
STLC, right? Software that's a life cycle.
Your software testing lifecycle, yes.
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna do requirement analysis, and the main goal is to basically read documentation. And when I'm working with features, I go through requirements when developers are basically developing, and I'm making sure that they meet SMART criteria, which is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time frame or time bound. And if some of the criteria he's missing here, then it means the requirements are not clear enough. Then we go to the next stage. It's basically test planning. In this phase, we focus on the test planning, and our goal here is to decide what types of tests we will run through the entire project. Our team, including developers, the product owner, basically holds meetings to discuss things like test strategies. And we will figure out what tools we can use, what's the right tools, right? Who will be to the automation environment, and whatever we should automate or like to do like manual testing there. So then it's there's going to be the manager is going to be assigning the tasks, and it's going to be listed in Jira, and we will go through them step by step. So yeah, the next process is going to be the next step, test case development. In this phase, we are going to focus on developing test cases. These are like basically scenarios we want to test to ensure the application behaves as expected. And then it's going to be a test environment setup, and we are going to move to the test environment phase. And here, as a part of SDET, we get remote access to the testing server, and where both SDET and devops team tests our application. And then basically, if we find the bugs, we are going to report the bugs according to the documentation and requirements. And basically, the key here is to have a ready environment for testing the data. And after that, we are going to go to the next stage, which is test execution. And in this phase, we run test cases, and we basically look for bugs or any defects that we can see, we can find. And if we find any issues, we basically retest, and we make sure it's not just the glitch. And after we basically confirming that it's a bug, we open a ticket in Jira and assign to the developer responsible for that, and provide detailed steps to basically like reproduce the bug. And after that, we go to the next, it's a defect reporting stage. Basically, after the finding the bugs, we do like defect reporting, and we basically provide all the bugs that we found and in Jira. And typically the team generates the report to show like into details, like numbers and types of the bugs they we found during the testings. And it's basically helps to understand overall process, like overall picture of the bugs. And the next is going to be the test cycle closure. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I mean, it's great. Yeah, it's definitely good. I see some places for improvement. I think like I would need some. I think I'm lacking some storytelling here.
That's
One,
good.
yeah, we need some storytelling. This is the new formula, guys.